Welcome back. I'm Syria Amel Younsi and I'm a homeopath. And today I'm going to share about treatments, homeopathic, non-conventional treatments of headaches and migraines. And I think it's important considering the fact that it is seldom that someone will go through life without such symptoms. And the reason why I picked this subject too is that it's often a recurring symptom. Another reason why I picked this subject is because in the conventional treatment, people usually use 2 or 3 different types of drugs for a few years until it doesn't work anymore. And that's another point where perhaps turning to homeopathic medicine will help some of you in your self-prescribing capacity to dramatically expand the quality of your life, not only by relieving the symptoms of a headache, but also by healing the root cause to it. And so without further ado, I'm starting with the star of homeopathic remedies called arnica. So people know that they can also use it for headache. And of course, it would be a headache that looks like someone has bumped their head, so there's soreness and there's a bruised feeling. And so the first choice, and especially if the headache comes from an actual injury or shock to the head, that's the first remedy that you would want to use for this type of headache. Arnica montana. And then we carry on with Aconitum napellus, aconite. Aconite is a wonderful remedy for everything that comes on suddenly, particularly a sudden headache that feels like a band around the head. It's like the head was wrapped into a band of pain, a bursting pain. And sometimes there is fear with this pain that can be worst at night when someone gets warm and when rising up from the bed or from a chair. That's when you want to be given aconite to yourself or to a loved ones. And I carry on and we stay in the plant kingdom really when it comes to homeopathic self-prescribing remedies for headaches and migraines with another very famous homeopathic remedy, belladonna, the nightshade. And here you want to be looking for red. Maybe there's red eyes, red skin, flushed skin of the face, and the pain is like all over and throbbing and pounding pain characterizes belladonna. There's a sensation of heat also, but it's also like aconite. It can come on suddenly, but in aconite you would not see necessarily throbbing or this flushed feeling. Okay, and we carry on with now there's 2 remedies where I find that agitation, irritation, sometimes even anger is key. There's some frustration with the nux vomica patient. And it's the irritation of the person that didn't sleep enough and abused maybe food and drinks the night before. And then they wake up with what we call the hangover feelings. So the pain is all over. They would say that their headache is like a splitting pain. Sometimes there's even nausea with it. But definitely we're looking at this irritability and oversensitivity to everything. And then there's another remedy that is again belonging to the vegetal kingdom, and it's Bryonia alba, where there is irritability, oversensitivity to light and sound. The pains here are more tearing and stitching pain, bursting pain too. But one peculiar symptom is that they may be holding their head on the right side. It's often also bryonia for right-sided migraine. Let's carry on with now remedies that are helping migraines or headaches with an issue with the eyes. So, for example, with iris versicolor, there's blurred vision, and sometimes it's settling over an eye or it's not. But this blurred vision, and there can be nausea with it, and it can be one-sided. So iris versicolor. And so again, what we're looking for here is that there's vision issues right before the migraine starts. That's what the person needs, iris versicolor would say. And there might be some sort of tightness, as if the scalp was tighter than usual. And there might also be profuse salivation, so more saliva than usual. Another remedy for issues with the vision is Sanguinaria canadensis. Sanguinaria, let's call it Sanguinaria, and it's one of the best remedy for headaches with concomitant symptoms of an acute, like a flu or a cold, and it would start in the morning after the person has risen, and it's getting worse throughout the day. And here the person would complain of pain at the back of the head to the front of the head, and it feels like a band. And often, again, we're on the liver side, on the right side. Sometimes the pain would settle on the right eye or around the right eye. And it's possible for this person to also experience dizziness. Sanguinaria is a very effective remedy for this type of headaches, and I have prescribed it so many times to my acute patients. Okay, let's carry on now with one remedy that's typical. We just talked about colds and flu, but this one is typical for the headache that comes from sinus issues. That remedy is called Calibic, and it's classically the pain and tightness that someone would experience around the sinuses and the pressure in the forehead. They would even describe that the pressure is felt behind their eyes and on the side of the nose. We only have one. And often with this, when they bend over, they feel more pain. So that's when you want to be taking Calibic to start shifting things. And there's only one remedy left, and that's the one called gelsemium. Gelsemium, it's a feeling of, becoming ill. So it affects many different parts of the body. There's kind of a tiredness felt all over. And when it comes to the headache, it's like the headache starts in the neck and then it starts moving like a band up all the way to the top of the head. And someone who needs gelsemium will say it's like their head is going to burst. And they're feeling it also in their eyes, and keeping their eyes open is an effort. And they feel that the scalp is very tender. So sometimes they will get released from gentle massage. Sometimes it came on from too much exposure to the sun too suddenly. And the gelsemium patient might say that their headache gets worse as they lie down. There's other remedies for headaches that are worse in the sun. And considering that I'm releasing this video at the beginning of July 2024, I would like to add that other remedy called natrum carbonicum for headache that has started from sun exposure. I also want to add another remedy rapidly called calcarea phosphorica, which is the headache of the schoolgirls and schoolboys because they are perhaps lacking some nutrients, some vitamins at a very crucial time in their growth, and they have to sit in school, they probably get dehydrated, didn't like the food at the canteen, and then the headache starts. Sometimes they often have to shift some emotional upset around being at school. Calcarea phosphorica is a great remedy for the headaches in school children. I will stop here. There's many more remedies, but I feel that you already have quite a condensed knowledge of how to manage headaches and migraines. Remember that when you use homeopathy for such symptoms, you're not only healing the symptoms, but you're also going to the root cause in a way. So if your headache comes from liver congestion, then that's what would be addressed too with this homeopathic treatment. Through the acute, through this message of pain that the body sends to say, please pay attention. Remember that one of the great remedy for headache is simply water. Dehydration, from my humble experience, sorts out 50% of headaches cases. People not drinking enough water, especially in the elderly. All right, so next time you're using water and you have such pain, which God forbid you would not have another headache, try these homeopathic remedies. And remember, there's also a water method that you don't even need to have the remedy. You can just write the name of the remedy underwater to benefit from its vibrational signature. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, if your type of migraine or headache was not listed in this video,